Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for SUI, Solana and BNB price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. As you have realized, today we start with a new format on the channel for the videos. We are doing of course several coins with each video. In this way I try of course to have a much more capacity and volume for the analysis to provide every day, especially for our trusted coins. And basically it was like perfect since my holiday. I tried this format and you have reacted so great with it, so I realized that this might be of course something nice for you to continue with. Let me know of course in the comments if you like it. So let's start with the daily here, where what we are looking at the daily for SUI. We are looking at a 1-2 and potentially wave 3 toward the upside, unfolding in 4 and a 5 as well, of course after having another 1-2 here. And that because of course you have an impulse for a second 1-2 possibility here, and then 1 2 3 4 5 for a major wave 3, then 4 5 4 5 toward the upside. This is the first bullish scenario in double 1-2. Of course the second scenario is a finish zigzag ABC here, where you are looking for a potential correction finish or not. Of course this is a bearish, long-term bearish, but here we possibly have a finish correction and we're looking for 1 2 3 4 5 for a wave C. The target for this scenario as an A, B, and a C is a 1.0 fib level and 1.05 at $7 for SUI, where you would like to see 1 2 3 4 5 hitting is this area as a wave C, finishing an A, B, and a C here. In case we are impulsive for wave 3, you might seek after the 1.618, $9.78, and then of course continuation for 4.5 for higher prices as well. The bearish scenario, as you have realized, that it might be of course a bigger corrective wave here. However, very low possibility due to the impulse that we have, very clear impulse here. 1-2, and if in case you have of course a long-term bearish scenario here, you would like to take the low, but probably it's gonna be very inside this blue box, and then of course continuation toward the upside. Still lower possibility, guys. The correction might be finished and we're looking for higher possibility. Let's move inside it on the 2 hours chart to see what do we have. So today we saw of course a major move toward the upside for most of the crypto market actually. However, most of the crypto market as well did not yet reach the 0.38 fib level in time, some of them in level as well. SUI has reached of course the level but did not reach the time yet, and here we're moving very massively toward the upside after a potential 1 2 3 4 5 here to finish a wave 1. Your wave 2 probably can be finished taking of course the 0.38, but the time, which is not of course a rule but also much more as a guideline, but of course would be preferred if respected. However, to be watched levels, of course those levels right now to be watched in case we are in A, B, and a C for a longer correction in a wave 2. This is the first scenario as a short-term bearish, still that we are in a wave 2, still looking for this time for this blue box. And you might be of course inside here a wave B of an expanding flat, meaning 3 waves down. Internally you have 3 waves up. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, you have an A, B, and a C. Currently the wave C is still unfolding of course toward the upside, where you would like to see of course the wave B finishing inside as this blue box between the 1.23 1.38 fib level for wave B, and in confluence with the, of course, in case you are here impulsive for a if you are impulsive of course for a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Let's go on the 15-minute chart to see this. So if you are in a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, this wave 5 would like of course to finish between the 1 to 1 and 0.618, which is in confluence with those target for wave B. So I would say $3 can be of course the next target for SUI for this wave B, and we have to be careful. It might of course drop down again for a wave C and an expanding flat A, B, and a C toward the downside to finish of course a 1 2 of course, and then 3 4 5 for higher prices. If we move a little bit inside is this a 15-minute chart, micro levels here to see a little bit what is going on. So as you can see, on the micro level, everything is fine. So we have a 1, 2, 3, we have a wave 4 without invalidation, and the wave 5 has unfolded kind of like a diagonal. However, what I don't like so much is that this wave 5 might be a little bit longer, maybe, than this wave 3. Let me check. But still, of course, we're gonna take it with a grain of salt here because the crypto market now is very complicated with this wave 1. Okay, perfect. Insui is perfect. We did not, of course, reach the 1-to-1 fib level, so everything is perfect. We have a wave 1 here, and currently we have an A, B, and a C, obviously. Now, this scenario here, where you might have an A, B, and a C, the wave C still, of course, needs this one more leg, one more high. Potentially, if we are bullish here, and we break those level, of course, if we break those level, we might be, of course, in something maybe higher than just ABC. It can be something bullish. Okay, we didn't took the time. This time we have to forgive it, and we're moving for a bull run. Okay, so this is the idea here. In case we break those 1.38, $3.04, and especially if we get a 4 and a 5. After getting 4 and a 5, which is meaning here like a big impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Therefore, okay, we're moving, guys, impulsively towards the upside. Currently, it is ABC until we reach this area, guys. Okay, this is a wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. In case we get 4 and a 5, therefore, an impulse might be unfolding, meaning very simply bullish toward the upside. Great. That was for SUI. Let's move for Solana and start also on the daily for Solana. So for Solana is different today, is not following so much all the crypto or the altcoins, is a little bit weaker. But we're gonna see what's going on and why. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse toward the upside, wave A or wave 1 finished, ABC toward the downside, wave B or wave 2, followed by an impulse, as it should be, of course, where you have several scenarios. The first one is double 1, 2. The wave 2 has to be, of course, an A, B, and a C. The wave C has to reach at least the 0.38, which it might unfold, of course, the wave 2, which is an orange scenario. And after this, you would like to see, of course, massive wave 3 toward the upside. This is the ultimate bullish scenario. A different scenario here for the bullish, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal. The perfection for a leading diagonal wave 4 is, of course, between the 0.38, 0.5 fib level, finishing kind of like a zigzag 1-to-1 fib level in confluence, of course, which it might support this scenario, and then moving simply toward the upside, meaning you're still looking for this A, B, and a C. Final scenario is a finished zigzag ABC. You finished here a wave A in the white scenario. You're looking for a wave B, which can be, of course, between this blue box or this one even deeper, and then moving toward the upside. So basically, as you might have seen, Solana is a little bit bearish, and of course, it shows some weakness, and that's why maybe we don't see, of course, a higher prices. And we're gonna dive a little bit inside it. However, I would like to mention that this ABC still can be unfolding. This wave B can still be like 3 waves towards the upside. Those 3 waves can be regular flat or zigzag, or it can be a very high zigzag, taking the all-time high as a big expanding flat toward the downside, and therefore moving again to this blue box. Okay, so this is what it might be in Solana. Let's move inside it, of course, to see what's going on inside Solana on the 2 hours chart. So on the 2 hours chart, of course, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The first wave A of this ABC potentially toward the upside, as we saw, of course, on the daily. And we have reached, of course, a perfect fib levels here, also in confluence with the 1-to-1 fib level taken from the W to the X to the Y here, hitting perfectly the 1-to-1, and of course moving toward the upside. Potentially also impulsive. We're gonna see this in the micro level. Now inside this move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would say everything is fine for the wave 5 for this scenario, and of course for the wave 2. Now let's move inside it on the 15-minute chart for the micro level again. So basically on Solana, we can see, of course, that we have a potential here 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, wave 1, ABC for a wave 2. Wave 3 somehow given here, but of course the wave 5 of this wave 3 inside it is kind of like a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish this wave 3, and having of course after it a wave 4 without invalidation of this bullish taken of course from the wave 1 here. And this wave 4 has unfolded of course later on an A1, A, B, C for a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, wave 4 given ABC again, and then continuation for a wave 5, perfection for the fib levels of the wave 5 taken from the wave 1 based on the wave 3, giving us exactly this target, and this is what we got. Now after this we see of course a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 impulse toward the downside, and that is why we don't see very high prices for Solana, like the other altcoins taking the all-time high with this wave B as an expanding flat, because in Solana you cannot be an expanding flat since you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You have an impulse, meaning A, B, and a C is zigzag. It cannot be an expanding flat, and therefore we are looking at, of course, shallow move toward the upside. One more leg is still requested for Solana to finish, of course, this wave B, because you have here an ABC, obviously three waves down. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially towards the upside. So one more leg, I would say, taking the high and then moving towards lower prices. And targets for this wave 2 can be, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A. Sorry, did I took the? Here we go. Taken from the A to the B, and we have, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level here that it might reach, of course, this price at $139 for a wave C in a wave 2. By all means, on the 2 hours chart where you are looking here for this bullish scenario, in case you are not this one as a 1-2, in case you are looking for this wave 2 in the white scenario, you're still looking, of course, for lower here for the 1-to-1 fib level, which is in confluence, I think, with which fib level? Okay, 0.618. Okay, which is gonna be in confluence with the 0.618 potentially here for Solana, yeah, for a wave 2. And therefore, of course, continuation toward the upside, guys. So it's still bullish, nothing is bearish, it's just simply a correction, ABC zigzag towards the downside. Okay, that was it for Solana. Let's see right now BNB. Let's see Binance. So on Binance, what do we have here on the daily? Of course, Binance is a very huge chart. It's a very bullish one. It's very close to even Bitcoin with the movement, with the parabolic move of BNB here. Very close to Bitcoin. So what do we have here is we have a 1-2 potentially, and then you're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside. The wave 3 as an impulse is not finished yet. Why? Because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This wave 5 obviously is unfolding as an impulse again, which is of course a 1, 2, wave 3 given. You are currently inside the wave 4, which is possibly, very possibly finished, and we're looking for a wave 5 toward the upside after this triangle. Let's move inside this triangle. As you can see, you have an A, B, C, D, and an E. Of course, it's a running triangle, and you're moving toward the upside potentially here after a finished zigzag on the 2 hour chart. Let me show you. So we have a finished zigzag with a wave E, A, B, and a C, finished wave E here around the 1-to-1 fib level, and you're looking right now for this impulse toward the upside where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Currently, of course, you did not reach the 0.38 even. You did not get closer to it even. Also for the fib time, not yet. And we're looking right now at this wave B potentially as an expanding flat toward the upside, where you have obviously A, B, and a C. It is a 3 waves. And why? Because we have started already from here, and you don't have even wave 2. Where is your fib level for wave 2? Minimum requirement. Again, so very high possibility that we are in ABC here, expanding flat, probably can still, of course, having one more high because this is very corrective right now. So one more leg toward the upside to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and therefore moving toward the downside. The target for the wave C might be, of course, visiting this blue box again, which is between the $640 0.38 fib level. And as you can see in confluence, if we have an expanding flat here, it might be, of course, this wave C as an expanding flat. Here we go, 1.618, 640 almost for a wave C. That was it for Solana, SUI, and BNB. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. And don't forget to tell me if you like this format for the channel and to proceed on with it. Thank you for watching again. Bye-bye.